Are you ready for the Snuggle Butt Hounds? Hey everyone! Today we're diving into the world of beagles, you know, those little noses with legs that are always sniffing out trouble, but also like the cutest trouble ever. We're going to talk about whether these wiggle butts are the right dog for you. If you're thinking about getting one of these adorable pups, stick around because we've got some important things you need to know. We're talking pros, cons, and everything in between. Like, are they really that stubborn? Is the cuteness enough to outweigh the, shall we say, aromatic side of beagles? Buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to go full beagle. Okay, let's start with the good stuff, the reason you clicked on this video in the first place. The Beagle pros. Beagles are one of the most beloved dog breeds, and for good reason. First of all, have you ever seen a face you just want to squish? Beagles have that face. Their big soulful eyes and floppy ears make them irresistibly cute. They are seriously some of the friendliest dogs on the planet. Their affectionate nature makes them perfect companions for anyone looking for a loyal friend. They'll snuggle you, lick your face, and probably try to steal your snacks, but they'll do it with a wagging tail and that adorable little beagle grin. Their playful antics will keep you entertained for hours. And speaking of friends, these guys are great with kids. Their gentle and patient demeanor makes them ideal playmates for children. They're playful, energetic, and patient, which, let's be honest, is a quality you need when dealing with tiny humans. Beagles have a natural affinity for children and can keep up with their boundless energy. Just picture it, your beagle and your kid, running around the yard, getting into all sorts of mischief together. It's a sight that will warm your heart every single time. It's like a heartwarming Disney movie, but with more drool. The bond between a beagle and a child is something truly special. And finally, we can't talk about beagle pros without mentioning that nose. Beagles have an incredible sense of smell, one of the best in the canine world. These dogs were literally bred to sniff stuff out, and let me tell you, they take their job very seriously. Their noses are always on the ground, investigating every scent. They'll sniff out a dropped Cheeto from a mile away. No crumb is safe when a beagle is around. They'll sniff out that pizza crust you swore you threw away 3 weeks ago. Their sense of smell is so acute, it's almost like a superpower. They might even sniff out your deepest, darkest secrets. Beagles are natural detectives, always curious and eager to explore. But don't worry, they'll never tell. Their loyalty and love are unwavering, making them the perfect furry confidants. All right, I know what you're thinking. Jenna, this is all great, but what about the downsides? Well, let's dive into the quirks and challenges of owning a beagle, because it's not all wagging tails and adorable faces. Are beagles really as high maintenance as everyone says? The short answer is yes, but let's break it down. And the answer, my friends, is kind of. They have their own unique set of challenges that can be both endearing and exasperating. Let's start with the stubbornness, because, oh boy, Beagles wrote the book on stubborn. If you think you've met a stubborn dog before, wait until you meet a beagle. You know that saying, stubborn as a mule? Well, beagles take it to a whole new level. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure it was originally stubborn as a beagle. But the mule lobby got to it. Their determination can be both a blessing and a curse. Training a beagle can be like trying to teach a cat to do your taxis. It's not impossible, but you're going to need a lot of patience, a lot of treats, and maybe a stiff drink afterwards. Consistency is key, but even then, don't expect miracles overnight. And then there's the energy. Beagles are little bundles of energy that seem to have an endless supply. Beagles have 2 speeds, zoom and sleep. When they're not running around like crazy, they're probably recharging for their next burst of energy. And the zoomies, they hit hard. One moment they're calm, and the next they're a whirlwind of activity. Be prepared for walks, runs, games of fetch, and basically anything else that will tire this little hound dog out. They need a lot of physical and mental stimulation to stay happy and healthy. Otherwise, they might just decide to redecorate your house with their teeth. Boredom can lead to destructive behavior, so keeping them engaged is crucial. And finally, we need to address the elephant, or should I say, the beagle, in the room, the barking. Beagles are vocal dogs, and they have a lot to say. These dogs love to bark. They bark when they're happy, they bark when they're sad, they bark when the mailman is literally a block away. It's their way of communicating, and they do it often. They bark when they're happy, they bark when they're sad, they bark when the mailman is literally a block away. If there's something to bark at, a beagle will find it. So if you're sensitive to noise, or if you have neighbors who appreciate peace and quiet, a Beagle might not be the best fit. Their vocal nature is something to consider seriously before bringing one into your home. Okay, now that we've covered the serious stuff, let's move on to the fun part, Beagle antics. These little furballs are not just pets, they're entertainers, comedians, and sometimes even little troublemakers. Because trust me, life with a Beagle is never boring. From the moment they wake up to the moment they finally decide to rest, they're always up to something. Whether it's chasing their own tail, exploring every nook and cranny of the house, or just playing in the yard, there's never a dull moment. These dogs are like little furry comedians, always getting into mischief and making you laugh. You might find them knocking things over, getting into places they shouldn't be, or making the funniest faces that you just have to capture on camera. And one of my favorite things about Beagles is their selective hearing. It's almost like they have a built-in filter for commands they don't want to follow. You could be calling them for minutes and they'll just pretend they didn't hear you. You know, when you're calling them and they just stare at you with those big innocent eyes like they have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. It's both infuriating and adorable at the same time. Yeah, that's a classic Beagle move. They have this way of making you feel like you're the crazy one for expecting them to listen. But then they tilt their head and look at you with those playful eyes and all is forgiven. They're not deaf, they just have a very important agenda that involves sniffing every single blade of grass in a 5-mile radius. It's like they're on a mission to catalogue every scent in the world. And speaking of sniffing, let's talk about their obsession with food. Beagles love to eat. And I don't just mean they like food, I mean they are obsessed with it. If there's food around, you can bet your Beagle will find it. And I don't just mean they like food, I mean they are obsessed with it. They'll go to great lengths to get a taste of whatever you're eating. Leave a plate unattended for even a second and it's game over. They'll eat anything that's not nailed down and even some things that are. I've seen Beagles chew through packaging, open cabinets and even rummage through the trash just to find a snack. I once knew a Beagle who ate an entire loaf of bread still in the plastic bag. It was like a magic trick. One moment the bread was there, the next it was gone, and the Beagle was looking very pleased with itself. Another one ate a whole stick of butter. I couldn't believe it until I saw the empty wrapper and the guilty look on the Beagle's face. They have no shame when it comes to food. The point is, if you own a Beagle, you're going to want to invest in some good child-proof locks for your fridge. These little guys are clever and will stop at nothing to get to the food. But honestly, the funniest thing about Beagles is their ability to make you laugh, even when you want to pull your hair out. They have this knack for doing the silliest things at the most unexpected times. They have this way of looking at you with their big expressive eyes and their goofy grins that just melts your heart no matter how many times they've raided the trash can or barked at the wind. It's impossible to stay mad at them for long. Their charm is simply irresistible. Okay, I know we just talked about how funny Beagles are, but let's be real. The main reason anyone gets a Beagle is for the cuteness. I mean, those floppy ears, that wagging tail, that little howl they do when they're excited. It's enough to melt even the coldest, blackest heart. One of the cutest things about Beagles is how much they love to cuddle. They're like little furry hot water bottles, always down for a snuggle on the couch. And the best part is, they don't care if you're having a good day or a bad day, they're just happy to be near you. And then there's the way they look at you with those big brown eyes like you're the only person in the world. It's enough to make you feel like $1 million, even if you're still wearing your pajamas and haven't showered in 2 days. But honestly, the cutest thing about Beagles is just how much joy they bring into your life. They're always happy to see you, they're always down for an adventure, and they have a way of making even the most ordinary day feel special. So you've heard the good, the bad, and the downright adorable. Now for the big question, is a Beagle the right dog for you? Well, if you're looking for a low-maintenance dog who will happily sit in your lap all day, a Beagle is probably not the best choice. But if you're looking for a loyal, loving companion who will keep you entertained, make you laugh, and maybe even steal your heart, then a Beagle might just be your perfect match. Just remember, owning a Beagle is a commitment. They need a lot of love, attention, and exercise. They're not the kind of dog you can just leave at home all day while you're at work. But if you're willing to put in the time and effort, a Beagle will reward you with a lifetime of love, laughter, and maybe even a few chewed-up shoes. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more fun content and updates. And be sure to let me know in the comments if you have any questions about beagles or their behavior. Or even better, share your own hilarious beagle stories and experiences. I live for a good beagle tale. They always make my day. And if you have a beagle, share your funny and cute moments in the comments below. I want to see those sniffers in action. It's always adorable. Until next time, stay pawsome and keep loving those beagles.